facebook.com/morning soundoff. Have it whenever you guys want to get into the show. Dial us up on our website there and sound off the world of sports. Good to be back. Having a little fun with my man Elwood on the NowLive.com instant message board. And that's where you guys want to be. I mean, this guy's a comedian out here. So sound off with Elwood and all the other sports fans out there. I appreciate Elwood stopping by the program again. I know we've been off air for about the past month. Had a nice little vacation there for the holidays, then just getting real crazy with the schedule. And I finally had a time here to get back into the studio of the morning sound off. Also, the real deal, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Good to see you here on the show. If you're still out there, thanks for coming by. Maybe a little sports update from the deal. He's always been able to provide us with some scores out there. I know a couple of big games going on. Nonetheless, good to be here. Wanted to run through some of the games from last week, kind of see how everybody got to where they are heading into championship weekend. And on Saturday, it was Baltimore and Tennessee, and there was no Music City Miracle. Wasn't happening. Didn't happen for the Tennessee Titans, that is. A tough game, grinded out a game between these two teams here. Chris Johnson missing much of the second half was the difference for the Tennessee Titans, and it's mind-boggling how Tennessee lost that game at home. It was their game to win. It really was. Defense played pretty darn good, but it was a tough game. The Ravens got banged up in that game, and it's going to show here coming up. We'll talk about that when we break down Conference Championship weekend. The night game here in Carolina between the Panthers, and you want to talk about a team that was dead. They were definitely dead on Saturday night a week ago. Panthers and Cardinals, and no one was giving Arizona a shot to win that one. And a bit surprising, the Arizona Cardinals came down here to Carolina and really tore up the Carolina Panthers. And the next thing you know, everybody was eating Jake Delhomme alive. And rightfully so. 4 turnovers in one game, or 5 turnovers in one game if you're a quarterback, just can't happen, especially in the playoffs. And this is a Panther team who is expected to do big things this season. As the season progressed, more expectations were expected. Higher expectations were brought amongst the Carolina Panthers. And they had a pretty darn good year. I don't know how you get punked by the Arizona Cardinals at home. Primetime game. Mind-boggling. But the blame doesn't stop there with Jake Delhomme. Much blame should be spread throughout the organization. Play calling was horrendous. Once the Panthers were down 17-7, John Fox and company decided to, hit the panic button. Which is a little confusing. I mean, we all know the Panthers run the ball, and that sets up the pass. But John Fox and company, being down 17-7, decided, let's go with our man Jake Delhomme. Not a good idea. It's kind of amusing for me, watching Panther fans get a little teary-eyed. It really was. It was a good sight. I always think fair-weather fans deserve what they get, and they really deserve what they got here. Because last season, when the team was poo-poo, the fans didn't come out. This season, all of a sudden, we've got fans here. Well, thanks for showing up. Now get the hell out of here. This season's over. So, funny sight. The offensive line was pathetic, had no running game, although they didn't call too many running plays, and the defense, especially the front line, absolutely meaningless. I mean, they just might as well not even show it up. Secondary could not stop Larry Fitzgerald. Oh, did I mention Anquan Bolden didn't play? He's back this weekend, though. Sports update for you guys out there. Brought to you by our man, The Real Deal, here on the morning sound off. Cavs 28-17 over the Hornets at the end of the first quarter. Cleveland looking to go 20-0 at home. Off to a good start. My Pistons trail the Oklahoma City Thunder 21-18 at the end of the first quarter. Again, those scores brought to you by the Real Deal. One of our regular listeners here on the Morning Sound-Off. And then Sunday in the NFL, you had the G-Men and the Philadelphia Eagles. I actually gave the Eagles a chance to win this, although I did pick the Giants. But it wasn't their day, and this wasn't mid-year to defend that Super Bowl title. And this is not the same Giants team. I mean, look, they lost the playmaker in Plaxico Burress. The defense wasn't nearly as good as it was the previous year. They didn't come into the playoffs on the run that they did last year. As a matter of fact, they lost 4 of the last 5 games this season. So these weren't your 2007 New York Giants. And this wasn't necessarily your 2008 first half of the season Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, you got to remember, the Eagles were done. Andy Reid was supposed to get axed at the end of the year. Donovan McNabb was benched. Philly fans were done with D-Mac. The defense was inconsistent. Brian Westbrook in and out of the lineup. What else is new? But here's Philly, a thorn in the behind of the New York Giants, getting the job done on the road, and now they have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl. And some party thinks, well, maybe this is Donovan's year. The pressure isn't on the Eagles to succeed, to live up to expectations. People weren't predicting the Eagles to get to the Super Bowl, but here they are 1 game away, so maybe if they get in, just maybe, this is the Eagles' year. Because in years past, when they've gotten to the NFC Championship games, they were expected to be there. They were expected to get to the Super Bowl. But Philadelphia's never really played well under pressure. Pressure of the Super Bowl, that is. Nonetheless, they are in the big game, and that is the NFC Championship game against the Arizona Cardinals. Pittsburgh played the late game on Sunday against the San Diego Superchargers. I think I can say that now, because all season long I've been waiting to call the San Diego Chargers Super, and yes, they did lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'll be damned, they beat the Indianapolis Colts. So let's hear it from the top. San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Superchargers, San Diego. Hats off to the Chargers. How did they get into the playoffs? Last time I spoke with you guys on the air, didn't give them a shot in hell. I couldn't see it. Couldn't see it happening. I mean, the guy who can't coach in big games, North Turner, somehow got this team into the playoffs after starting 4-8. I mean, 4-8. You start 4-8, you're thinking, okay, where are we going to go in the draft? What free agents do we want to bring up? Oh, by the way, we can touch on that. LT may not be back with the Chargers. But at 4-8, I mean, these are the kind of things you're thinking about. Are you not? The fan base is wondering what the heck's going on. The media is all over you. Is Norv going to return? How can they be this bad even without Sean Marion? All right?